Hey guys, Chris from Tillman Family Farms. Doing a short video while we're in the middle of doing another video. We've come down to Moultrie, Georgia. Moultrie, Georgia is where a lot of the Tillman family is from. And in the background there, you'll see a sign that says Bill Tillman Road. That was my great-grandfather. And I'm standing at the corner of a dirt road where our original Tillman family farm was. So I'll give you guys a short tour. That across the street was one of the original fields. Of course, you turn on the dirt road here. Down that way. There's a driveway right there to a field to the right. And then this is where the old house sat. Let me walk you over there and show you. It's kind of falling in nowadays, but I'll give you the quick roundabout. When I get back home, I will add an old rendering of this house. It's an old drawing from back when it was in really good shape. This was Holly and William Bill Tillman's house, my great-grandparents. But as you can see, the house is pretty well falling in now. As you can see from the backside where it's not so grown up, this was once a grand, thriving farmhouse. Like I say, there was 14 brothers and sisters that were brought up in this house. It's been added on to many, many times. It didn't get plumbing until probably the 50s. It's just a really neat place for us to go. At one time, this was the kitchen. This was a kitchen that saw many, 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 many meals. Old hot water heater. What's left to where the kitchen sink would have been. Cabinet still left on the wall. So when I was a kid coming out here, this is what they called the smokehouse, which when the bigger house was built, it did become the smokehouse. But as far as I know, and from everything that I've ever been told, this is the original house on this property. I mean, of course, it's probably been redone a couple of times, but mid to late 1800s, this was the original structure on this property. So as far as I know, all of this area right here that I'm looking at, all down through here, butted up to this field, and I think there's a little road on the other side of that field. And it even goes down through there where it's clear. This was where my great-grandmother gardened. She had a heap of children to feed. There was 14 brothers and sisters. But of course, back then, that's how you manned the farm, was you had children to work the farm. But this other field out here, let me get around here when I can actually see it. It's got cotton in it now. There's people in our family that still own this property, but they lease the actual farm and fields out to a local family here, and looks like they've been farming cotton. So Dad sometimes says that it's funny that we're getting into pigs a little bit, because that's what his grandparents were. They were hog farmers, and back over in those woods right there is where the hog barns and the hog parlors were way back when. and long since been gone now. We may not even be able to find a hint of them, but all the fields, they grew corn to feed the hogs. I'm gonna slip over near the old barn that's still standing and see if I can't find the collar to the pot where they used to boil the hair off the hogs. It's leaned up against an old oak tree, and the tree has grown over the edge of it over the years. So it looks like whoever's leasing the place is cleaning up a little bit, but I want you to look at that tree right there. That is a South Georgia oak tree. You tell me how old that thing is. It's probably 5-6 foot around at the bottom of it. Look at how those limbs go out all crazy like that. That is a great big old oak tree right there, buddy. There's another one over here by the barn that collar's growed into. This is another tree. I want you to look. That's a limb. I think it's 2 foot wide. But this tree, last time that I was here, had a collar to an old hog pot. There it is right there. I want you to look at this thing. I was told that this was leaned up here in the 60s. And it's growed up the way that it is. Look at that, man. That edge of that collar right there is probably 4.5 inches. And you see how it's grown up in there. Great big old tree, man.
Walk around here and get this limb on the other side, to the right.
There's no telling how old this tree is. But you look at those limbs right there. That one over there is probably about 3 foot around. I mean, they've gotten so heavy that they kind of droop down, and I mean, there's 50-year-old oak trees that ain't as big around as that limb right there.
You know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Cane grinder.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Cane syrup. Huh. So this is old barn. It's about falling in. I think they're using part of it.
It's been leaned up and pushed with that tree for so long, it looks like it's bent.
Yeah, it is. It's bent and bowed. Sure is.
It's broke on that side over there now. That wasn't broke last time I saw it.
All right, so we're all back in the truck. We're gonna go back over to the sale barn. This was just another little adventure. If we were coming this far south, we were gonna come see the old home place. But Dad, that used to run around and play here when he was a kid, and of course Mom, and then Miss Jamie. So you got 4 Tillmans that just visited the original Tillman family farm. Thanks for watching, guys.